Welcome back to another episode of Distracted. We are your hosts. I am Gugs, and he is
Jag, aka Santos. And where the fuck do we really even start? Oh shit!
Wild Week.
Wild, not even a week. A wild, like a few days.
Oh my god!
Just like holy.
The last 24 hours alone.
Like we've been following this from day one, and just like the buildup has been fucking crazy. And wow. It came. They came. Both of them. I can't say came so many times. That sounds fucking weird. But they went for it. They fucking went for it. They came. They did whatever they had to do. You know what I mean? Shit. Like Kendrick, Drake,
There's
Kendrick.
literally nothing else to talk about. I mean,
anything else would be a waste.
Yeah.
Complete waste of time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste Gug's time. I don't want to waste my time. We all know there's only one topic that's relevant right now, and that's all that fucking matters. So why even waste anyone's time? Shit, I haven't even listened to any other music in the last like few days.
So much is happening so fast. It's hard to keep track of.
So let's run through it.
Yeah, let's do the timeline. Yeah.
So we had Like That by Kendrick, Metro, Future.
Yeah.
Drake responds with push-ups. Taylor made freestyle, doubles down. AI, Tupac, Snoop, and all that shit. Kendrick, pop with Euphoria. 616 in LA, complete fucking timestamp shit that Drake does. Drake, Family Matters, and you know us, we love our 90s shit, so that like picture, you could tell he was going for that vibe. Crazy. Kendrick, Meet the Grams. And then fuck, me and this guy still trying to figure out everything that just happened. And today, Not Like Us. Fucking
as we're trying to fit all that into one episode, and meanwhile Kendrick's like, I'm just gonna go and drop another track.
Sorry, in between that, Buried Alive by Drake parody.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was pretty funny. It took me a little bit to figure out what the fuck it was. I'm like, I've heard this, but what the fuck is it? But shit, man, this is like, I will start off by saying, Cole, J fucking Cole, you made the smartest decision of your career, my friend. You're sitting on that rooftop right now, Forest Hills Drive. You're fucking eating your popcorn. You're watching what's going on, and you made the smart. I apologize to Kendrick. I apologize to Jermaine Cole for bowing out when he did with Grace. It's messy. The streets are messy.
It's crazy with like, it just suddenly turned into like they're talking so much shit. It's so funny. The memes are all like, the best decision J. Cole made was to bow out because just to be away from all this.
The shit you see too, though, it's not even like stupid memes. It's like him walking through fucking fields, making a sandwich, just chilling, like just complete like nonchalant, like I don't give a fuck, I'm just doing me. There's that one with like Jack Harlow and Drewski sitting in that Jeep, listening to like Frank Sinatra, whatever they're listening to, like just driving out, like, and all, like, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, man. Holy shit. I did not expect this.
So I know you said like it started with Like That, and we already covered that
like
whole
that,
thing
yeah.
anyways, right? So I guess to pick up from where we left off would be
push-ups. I think did we talk push-ups?
We talked about push-ups.
Yeah, we talked about. See, that it's so hard to keep track because so much shit just happened. And realistically, like by tomorrow, by the time we actually drop this episode, there might be like 15 new fucking tracks. So we don't even know, man. It's crazy. So we covered push-ups.
It'll be Euphoria.
Yeah, that's where we're at. Which is crazy because that title alone plays on the whole kids in high school, sexual advances, all that shit. And Drake's a producer, so that's like a 8-tuplet contandra, whatever the fuck, octandra, you know what I mean? Like, that's what's going on with this internet. They're fucking making everything way bigger than it really is.
I feel like because Drake said on that last diss he had with what was it called, the one with the AI Tupac,
Taylor made freestyle.
Yeah, Taylor made. So like he was like, you better come with the motherfucking quintuple entendre. You think? Now I feel like let me just state clearly, I love Kendrick, I love Drake. I'm just here to, I like to see like a
Just a breakdown. We like to see what the fuck's going on.
I'm taking no sides, no bias, no nothing. But honestly, man,
I was about to put on my OVO hat today, man, but I was like, maybe I should back down a little bit.
But some of the Kendrick stands are like reaching, like so far, like
you need a Harvard fucking degree to figure out. I know.
Oh, he meant this, he meant that. Oh, but at the same time, he's saying that. It's like
616 Bible, lambs, fucking this, that, the other. I'm like,
yeah,
whoa,
do you really
what?
think he has 16 different meanings? Like is Kendrick that smart? Like he's one of the, if not the dopest rapper, but come on.
Actually, that's
man.
even jumping it. Euphoria alone was just like all these crazy fucking things.
Yeah, which is cool, and I'm sure he did that on purpose.
Yeah,
but I mean, like
other shit from Euphoria.
I'm sure all he has to do is just say one word, and the internet will just run with it.
Oh, hands down, they don't give a fuck, man. Like what are some of the most memorable lines that you can think of? Man,
I thought it was really. So the thing is, like, I don't want to read like so much into it because also like we come from an era where it's like we're talking about diss tracks,
Biggie, right? Fucking just
like
simplistic. Like I fucked your bitch. You know what I mean? Like
first off, fuck your bitch
and the clique you claim.
Right?
West side till we ride. You're coming quick. You're actually listening to that right before this because like. Listen, at the end of the day, the best thing to do is hear a simple fucking diss track, man.
Yeah.
When that shit gets too complicated, I don't got the patience. I can't keep up. Like the latest one that Kendrick dropped.
Oh yeah,
that made me just like in tune.
We'll get to that.
That's what I mean, right? But like
we're gonna go
Euphoria and shit, like
order.
I had to think so deep. I was like, oh man, what's like. See, the thing is, you hear it and you think of it, you interpret it one way. But then you go online, and then like people are coming up like, well, actually, he meant this, and he meant this, and this, and this.
That's what I mean. It's like they're reaching. It's way too.
Yeah,
they're going so deep where it's like, oh, he must have. It's like they're trying to crack some code that isn't even there.
Yeah, and you know what? It works in Kendrick's advantage because this guy can say whatever the fuck he wants, and people just think like, oh, he's like a messiah. Like
That's why I like when I first heard Euphoria, I like the line where he goes. The very first time I shot me a Drake, the homie told me to aim it this way. I didn't point down enough today. I'll show you. I learned from those mistakes.
Yeah,
that's like, I thought that was a sick line, right? It's like, oh yeah, no, this time I'm going for I'm going for the kill shot.
Exactly.
And then obviously the Draco line. It's
yeah.
That's a very simple and easy to understand.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The simple ones hit the hardest.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got to stress about what the fuck they're saying. Like you'd get it. You understand what the fuck they're saying, and let's move on to the next bar.
Yeah, and even like I like the like another one that everyone was talking about was he's like where he goes I love him to death in 8 bars I'll explain that phrase, and then literally 8 bars later he goes I pray they my real friends, if not I'm YMW Melly, right?
Melly. That was sick.
And then for those that don't know, YMW Melly's on trial for allegedly murdering 2 of his friends,
his own homies, man.
Yeah, like
his
own
homies.
Yeah, like that's
shit.
That's crazy.
Shit.
Man. Like, I like that's very simple to understand. Like if I'm hearing a diss track, I want it to be very direct. I don't want to be like, if you're just sending jabs, warning shots on, cool, then like send something that maybe goes over my head and I figure out later.
Diss tracks aren't just for like a certain genre. They ain't just for like the battle rappers and all that shit. Like if you're putting out a diss track, especially at your caliber, like Kendrick versus Drake, people have been waiting for this forever. Like, you got to make it simple so everybody gets it.
But there's a couple other good lines. I don't want to say too many, but honestly, Euphoria was fire. Let me just say that too. Like, I thought Kendrick came pretty hard on Euphoria.
So I think it would have been better if he had a better beat. Like, I get it. It was a grimy beat. He's trying to go for it. But I think, certain... Actually, you know what? Fuck it. We'll talk about that after. Hit up with some other lines.
Yeah, like some of the easy ones where he's like, I like Drake melting melodies. I don't like Drake when he act tough. You're gonna make it bring back Puff. Let me see if Chubbs really crashed something. Yeah, my first one, like my last one's the classic. You didn't really have one. Let your core audience stomach that. Oh. Then tell them where your abs from.
So,
right, like,
sick line, sick bar. You know what I mean? But the one thing I will say about Euphoria is it didn't hit as hard as I thought it should, because the shit that he was saying was already said by a lot of other guys.
Fair enough, and I agree with that too. It's like, because what, like we mentioned, Drake kind of did the whole thing where it's like, oh, I'm gonna disarm you, I'm gonna say everything you're gonna say to me before you say it.
Yeah. The thing is, anyone else, I'd be like, yeah, that was dope. I hold Kendrick to, like, if every other rapper is here, I hold Kendrick here, right? So if you're gonna say some shit, you gotta say some shit in your little cryptic way that you do your shit, but you gotta make sure it's like some lethal talk. Like I'm looking for toxicity, man. Like fucking Tupac, like I just fucked your bitch. Like I want that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't want like.
I liked when Kendrick when he goes in 20v1 it's a 1v20 if a guy's not that you right with. Like that was sick line. Yeah.
Again, simple line, right to the point. Everybody understands it.
It addresses what Drake said when he goes, "What the fuck is this a 20v1?" Right. So he addresses the line directly, and like that was a really sick comeback.
Yeah, that was
dope. But I mean, overall, I really like Euphoria. I think what I really like about this whole thing, and like we'll touch on it more a little bit after, is like we really got two of hip hop's heavyweights, like two of the best.
We've
if
been
not
waiting
the two best.
Long time.
Yeah,
a long fucking time. These two have been sitting there lurking in the shadows, waiting to do some shit. Couple like jabs at each other here and there, and finally we have it, man. Like this is fucking it. But you know what? We'll hold our thoughts till the end. After Euphoria and Push-Ups and Taylor-Made Freestyle, where did you have each of them? Was one sort of edging out the other?
Okay,
was it same or?
Okay, I'll say at this point in time,
only up until Euphoria.
Okay, at that point, when Push-Ups came out, I was like, damn, this is lit. Like, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe Drake did this. But then, so this is my thought on Euphoria is like, okay, I would maybe give an edge to Kendrick, but only because like
Euphoria just came on in the headphones.
Yeah, literally right now.
Sick. But yeah.
So, but then you got to remember this too. Like Kendrick dropped a whole diss. What was like 6 minutes or something? Just only at Drake, right? So Drake was like 20v1. Drake was going at everybody. On Push-Ups.
It wasn't
right?
just
like it wasn't just for Kendrick. But even with that said, I'm not trying to make no excuses or nothing. I mean, if you're really just saying who would you give it to, at the point where Euphoria dropped, I'm like, okay, I don't know, maybe Kendrick's got it. But
I gave it a tie at that moment.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say like I would give it to either or, but like if you really made me pick, like I really like Push-Ups. Like I like Push-Ups a lot.
Yeah, and like Euphoria was good for me, but I wasn't crazed by it.
But like I said, it's like. But if we're just talking Kendrick versus Drake, then it's like I said, like Kendrick is literally dedicating 6 minutes at Drake, whereas Drake is like, I'm going at everybody and I give a couple bars to Kendrick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's not really even like he never did a full diss to Kendrick.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. So then after Euphoria, it passes.
Yeah,
crazy. Like we could honestly bring up so many other bars, but I think 616 in LA drops, and that's where like shit started getting a little bit more interesting. And Drake still hasn't dropped. Kendrick has Euphoria out. He has 616 in LA, and Drake's on the clock. You got any bars from 616 you want to say? I don't have too much from that one because it didn't hit as hard as for me, but Family Matters comes in. And Family Matters is... So I can tell you where the fuck I was. I'm not even gonna lie. I was driving myself to IKEA. I was on the way. Family Matters drops. I fucking hear it. And I'm just like, holy shit. I'm messaging everybody. Homeboy AS sent the fucking... the link in the group. And I'm just like, yo, this guy drops. He fucking drops. He actually did it. And I'm losing it. Driving, I'm just fucking ripping it down quickly. I'm standing in line at customer service at IKEA, having my phone to my ear, just trying to listen to what the fuck's going on, and excited as shit, you know, looking at the memes quickly, do my thing, do whatever I gotta do, return my shit, whatever. I come out and Kendrick dropped. Fuck you mean Kendrick dropped? I'm still on the high of fucking Drake dropping, because Family Matters was a fucking beast, man. That was a beast of it. I don't care what anybody says. Drop. You know what I mean? Like that shit was catchy as fuck. You know what I mean? 50 on the and just like I was riled because like I remember after Push-Ups at the end, everybody was talking about it. Like, yo, what is that little snippet at the end that he's gonna drop? And he actually drops it, and I was like, oh shit. And then he's got the fucking van from Good Kid, Mad City, and he's crushing the fucking van in the music video.
That was crazy. Like as soon as I turned it on, like I was saying to him too, like man, I'll never forget because it was so you expected Kendrick to drop, like say when he dropped Euphoria and even 616. Just to touch on that a little bit, it was like, yeah, it was cool. I don't think it was. It wasn't like, oh my god, like the world stops. When it was, again, it was kind of like when Drake dropped the AI song, right? It was like, okay, you're just goading him to drop another one. So it wasn't really like earth shattering. But man, when Drake dropped, I was like, oh, what? Like with the video, I was watching it and I was like,
video was
that
huge.
band. Like I knew it right away. I was like, damn, like this is. I was lit. I was like, this is crazy. I was messaging you. I was like, I'm losing it.
Yeah, but even like, I was just like, how the fuck is this guy like saying some of the shit he's saying, man? Like he's getting deep in this shit.
Like when he was talking about he was accusing, I mean, like obviously all this shit's allegations. What the fuck do we know, right? But they say it in the song, so we're gonna talk about it. Like when he's talking about Kendrick's kid, he's like, it could be Dave Freeze, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
even the way he says
shake
it.
that ass for Drake, now shake that ass for free.
Yeah. But you know what? That was catchy as fuck. But I will, like, it's coming to my mind now. 616, the couple things that did stick out was when he did go at it saying you got a leak in your camp.
Yeah.
That shit did come, you know what I mean? Like, I pulled up a couple of lines I remember. I was like, oh, yeah, wait. Like, 100 be that you got on salary and 20 of them want you as a casualty, and one of them is actually next to you, and 2 of them is practically tired of your lifestyle. I just don't get the audacity to tell you, but let me tell you some game because I can see you, my little homie. You're playing dirty with propaganda, blow up on you. You're playing nerdy with Zach Bia and Twitter boss. I can't believe he calls Zach out. Like, Zach was a DJ on his tour, on Drake's tour the whole time. This kid's like just a young kid, like doesn't really say shit. He's all up in it. But like this, I feel like, in my opinion, I don't know about you, but in my opinion, I feel like it might have irked Drake to sort of start thinking like, do I really got a mole in my fucking camp? Like, is there really somebody leaking shit right now? I don't know. Like, I felt like it's some kind of like Scarface Godfather type shit where it's like, yo, no, like who's leaking information? Who's fucking telling some shit?
See, for me, I didn't really look at it that way. I was just like, I just thought he's just trying to goat Drake into like hurry up and respond. I think this whole thing has been like, let's control the narrative the same way that Drake dropped twice in a row and he's like, oh, I'm gonna control the narrative, like I'm going Kendrick out. And now Kendrick's like, okay, I'm here now, let's hear it, right?
Yeah. The one thing I will say in that diss though, 616 was are you finally ready to play? Have you ever? Let's see. Have you ever thought the OVO is working for me? Fake bully, I hate bullies. You must be a terrible person. Everyone inside your team is wishing that you deserve it. Can't Tootsie slide up out of this one. It's just gonna resurface. Like that shit, like Kendrick's wordplay is fucking sick, man.
Bro, that's the thing that I can't, like, we know Kendrick can rap. Like, this is why they say, oh, Kendrick's a boogeyman. You don't want it with Kendrick, right? So it's pretty crazy to think Drake's out here going toe to toe with Kendrick, and I mean, okay, we'll get back to who we think's winning or whatever.
Yeah,
but
616 in LA, it didn't for me. It didn't push it one way or the other. It was just sort of like a bait track, how Taylor Made was for me. Right. It was just sort of like one of those follow up. What's gonna happen? But then back to Family Matters.
But that's crazy too. Even when Drake dropped Family Matters, it wasn't like, so normally new music comes out at midnight. So like as soon as Friday begins, Drake dropped it at like the end of Friday, which is like out of nowhere. We're all like, oh, like what's happening here, right?
Yeah.
So that's what made it so crazy too. And then like open up, like I remember sitting there, like I'm watching on my phone. I'm like, oh my god, the van from the Good Kid, Mad City cover, and just listen to the
right off the bat, like
listen
your
to
attention
the
like,
lyrics. And
some people I don't think understood that's where it was from, because I remember I messaged some people and they're like, huh? And I was like, yeah, dog, like. That's a fucking van from the cover, man. Like,
but I like how direct. It's like simple to understand.
Yeah.
Like when Drake goes, he always said, overlooked him. I was staring straight. These bars go over Kenny's head, no matter what I say, right? Like, I know you like to keep it short, so let me paraphrase. Like, it's very simple to understand.
Yeah,
because like it's a diss song. It's just like, I don't want to pull out a dictionary or have to go read it into like, oh, like. What does he really mean? Let me research a history of this, that. Like, bro, it's a diss song. I just want to like,
straight to the point.
Yeah,
he comes for it. He says what he's got to say, and just you get it.
But again though, because on this, he's going at more than one person. The damn song's 7 minutes, so like it's
so 1
long.
minute. I don't know. So do you think he
three
intentionally did,
beat switches?
Do you think? Well, Kendrick also had the
Kendrick had 3 beat switches.
But do you
too.
think he intentionally did 1 minute longer than Kendrick's?
I don't
Kendrick
even,
had the 6.
bro.
He
I
went
bet
7.
you like the way Kendrick fans are like reaching for entendres.
Oh, they went all
they're
the
probably
way.
like Kendrick did 3 beat switches, so Drake did 3 more, meaning that's 6. He's a 6 god. Like they'll reach for anything, right? But man, like that was really crazy because he went at ASAP Rocky too.
Oh, that was brutal.
Yeah,
I feel those ones. So the one thing I will say about the whole Family Matters was I personally love the first beat, and I love the third beat.
Yeah.
The middle one I wasn't crazy about.
But the middle ones,
but
he went
had some
in on the
hits,
lyrics.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it had some trigger finger.
Yeah, so because to ASAP Rocky, whose real name is Rakim, in case you know. But like he goes, Rakim talking shit again, gas cause you hit my BM first, do the math, who I was hitting then, which is like very obvious because ASAP Rocky's talking about like I hit it first, I hit your BM first, but then meanwhile Drake's now sitting here and be like, well,
do the fucking
obviously,
math, fool.
I was with Rihanna
You
then.
fucking goofy. Like, you just set yourself up for this, man.
Yeah, that was...
Like, you idiot. Why would you do that, man? Like, you literally tried stunting on the guy, and he fucking shot you down.
But I thought it was pretty crazy, too, that... So, he mentions Future again, but he goes... Pluto shit make me sick to my stomach. We ain't never really been through it. Leland Wayne, he a fucking lame, so I know he had to be an influence. Leland Wayne being a Metro Boomin.
I had to search that up. I've never actually heard Metro
But he
Boomin's
didn't really
real
talk
name.
shit about Future. He's basically just saying like, oh, Metro fucked shit up in our relationship.
It's true though, because like I don't know, like that one was oh shit. Drop. So we got all the shit in order playing on our fucking headphones.
Chronological order.
I was trying to think of that. I was trying to think of that word. I couldn't think of it, so I didn't want to mispronounce anything and make myself look stupid again, like every other episode. So I'm like, fuck. I'm just gonna be like, we're in order. All right, back to it. Yeah, I didn't know Metro Boomin's name. I had to look that shit up. That threw me for a loop. Who the fuck is this guy?
Also, he goes at Rick Ross too again.
Oh yeah.
But I thought that was so funny. He goes, murder scene on your man tonight, then come to the vigil with the candlelight. Body after fucking body. You know Rick reading my Miranda rights.
Like, even though that shit's so old, it still sounds funny coming from Drake for some fucking reason. You know what I mean? And I think the reason is because like Ross is pushing so hard trying to be involved in this diss, in the feud. But realistically, it's like step back because let's face it, Cole bowed out. It's just 2 guys. That's all that's left. No one else really matters in this moment.
It was only ever the big 3. Right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Talking about the big 3, he says that other line too. Is there's no big 3, it's just big D. There's a video of me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck. This guy just straight up like out there saying, yes, it's true. I did it.
One thing I like about, well, so I don't know, it's weird because we're Canadian, in case you don't know. But then like
Free Tory Lanes.
But we're considered Pacific Northwest. So
actually, according to some people that I came across in the comments, we are actually a part of America. We're just the northern part of the United States. Sorry, I had to just say that because that shit boggled my mind. But back to your point.
Anyways, but like growing up, I always I don't think we really realized it, but I always listened to everything that was on the West Coast because I think that was just normal to us. Like we always heard everything on because we're Pacific West Coast. But like very far removed from a lot of I can't say it that way because like you listen to what you want to listen to, hear what you want to hear. But I think it was very easy to come across West Coast shit than it was anything else. So I always identified as West Coast.
Yeah. Plus, you had like Dre and all those guys, so it's just easier to just be that part of that.
Yeah,
clique, you know?
But that's what I mean. Like we always grew up on more shit like that than we did on like whether it's Wu-Tang, Jay-Z, or you name it, right?
Yeah.
It's like I felt like we always heard more West Coast shit.
Yeah, that's true.
I think like we didn't realize it, but we were always hearing that. So it's easy to identify with the West Coast.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So it's like,
I think it's fair.
but Kendrick is so West Coast, which I love.
Hey, that's the thing.
I love when he always takes a West Coast angle. Because even on that other song, he says, what I learned is don't like West Coast, and I'm fine with it. I push a line with it. Pick one at a time with it. We could be on a 3-hour time difference.
Yeah.
Like whenever he goes on the West
sick.
Coast trip, I love it.
Yeah, that was sick. That was sick.
I think it's so hard whenever Kendrick goes on, like, you know, and he's always talking about, it's like basically like us, like Compton versus, well, not me, but I mean like us as in like him, us versus the world, Compton versus the world, West Coast versus everybody. Like I love when he says all that stuff. Like,
so I remember when we first started this whole shit, like when like the whole beef thing, and I told Guggs here, I was like, yo man, like the only way Kendrick can kill him is if he announces that Drake's got a daughter or some fucked up shit like that. And that's Kendrick's angle. But now Kendrick actually said that he has a daughter, eternity 11 years old. But now the rumors are that it was set up, it was a bait by Drake and his team. Now I personally think that would be an amazing angle to go off of. What do you think? Do you think it's real? Do you think
if anyone's gonna put in that much effort to fake having a child, to baiting someone into thinking you have a fake child, is Drake.
Yeah.
Which is
King Drake.
Crazy. Like
PKD.
Like if that's real, like what kind of mental warfare is that?
But that is fucking crazy though, man. Like if he does it, that's fucking insane.
No, for real, yeah. No,
I personally think if Kendrick bit into that bullshit, and that's the sole reason, like, because he was saying like you got a leak in your camp and all that shit, and that's the only reason he lost, like, you know what? Whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a L right there. I think you lose the fucking battle right there, man. Because the fact is, like, anything Kendrick says after that doesn't make a difference because you're going. One of your biggest disses towards Drake was all based on a lie. Like when Pusha said it, Pusha straight up said, "You got a son. Like, be a fucking father. Don't be deadbeat." But Kendrick said this daughter thing, and it didn't like take off as much as you think it would.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Like, I thought that would have been like a bigger deal.
Yeah, because when Pusha T said that shit blew.
Oh, it shut it down. But now Kendrick said it, and it's like, okay. And then Drake's like, it's not real. And then like, now we're just gonna like, I don't know. I really don't know how to perceive this. Like,
and then even the whole like Kendrick beating his wife.
It?
Like, a lot of people aren't really touching on the fact that Kendrick beat his wife. The Kendrick stands are all like, oh, no. It's all like, we all knew about that. It was in an interview, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dog, this guy, like, you're calling Drake a pedophile and you're doing all that shit, but Kendrick beating his wife's okay? Like,
but even like, okay, you're going to come at Drake for, he called him a deadbeat dad, right? And I don't know. I don't want to judge anyone else for being, I don't know what their relationship's like, what fatherhood is like, but you've done songs with other people with like how many different baby mamas and how many different kids, like AKA 11
Future, other guys, like that's their whole lifestyle, man.
Yeah, like, and that's how like a lot of this shit was ignited. But you do a song with, you know, I don't know. It's like there's a lot of double standards going along both ways. And honestly, and I'm not just saying this against Kendrick, it's like suddenly a gossip battle, like. Because they're both like trying to unearth or like
the most
highlight
secrets.
Something like like, oh, this is it's not really like, oh, it's about bars, it's about whatever. It's but I guess that's what beef is these days though, right? I think since
then you got Meet the Grams.
Yeah, that's
right? Like that shit. I gotta give it to Kendrick on that one though. Like Meet the Grams was pretty like imagine being Adonis, actually growing up and hearing that shit and being like, yo, like your dad's a fucking gambler, sleeps with hookers, alcoholic, drug addict.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think Adonis can listen to Drake's music and probably take that away himself.
No, I know, but just the fact that like it was cryptic the way it happened. But the one thing I will always say is I couldn't take Kendrick's disses serious because Drake kept coming with those like bops, you know what I mean? Like where you hear it and you want to rock your head to it. But what does he drop next after Meet the Grams?
Yeah, that was fire, right? Not Like Us?
Not Like Us.
Yeah.
With Mustard.
Yeah, Mustard on the beat. So like that, I think that is when you took a page out of Drake's playbook. Because when Drake dropped back to back, Drake even said himself, he's like, I'm gonna drop a track that you cannot escape. It's gonna be a bop. It's gonna be a club banger.
Yeah.
You're gonna hear it
Just
everywhere
like
you
back to back,
go.
all that shit. Yeah.
And I think that's what Kendrick did.
But I actually saw Mustard's post back in the day, like when this shit started, and he reposted something and he had a bunch of laughing emojis for one of Kendrick's disses. So it just sort of messed with me in the weird way. I was like, there's something more to it. And then now look, he fucking sends him a beat, gives him this shit, and listen, the streets are fucking with it. Do I agree about the timing of dropping it? I personally would have waited a couple of days because I feel like it took away from everything he's already
It's a
done.
little overkill. It's like when everything keeps dropping back. And like I said, you're forgetting. You're like, what is even happening? Like I was messaging Jake. I was like, yo, what was the order that this shit happening again? Like,
That was what I mean.
it was like
I
so
get
much
it.
happening.
I get it, but I feel like your other two were so lethal that just like let it coast, let it marinate. And Drake, I mean, what do you think he does now? Like, do you think he responds again?
Well,
I don't know.
I mean, he will. I think he probably will give it a bit of time. But
Yeah, I think
But
he
even
should.
with that said, though, like. Yeah, like I think Kendrick, it would have been nice if we waited a bit just to let everything marinate.
Yeah,
maybe that's just me as a fan
sometimes, like,
saying that though.
He oversaturated.
But he'll get it passed because it was fire. Like it was
Honestly, it was 'cause
so
the beat.
lit.
It was the beat.
It was so lit though. Like no, but the bar when he goes, why you trolling like a bitch? You ain't you tired? Trying to strike a chord is probably A minor.
Yo, man, like fuck.
That was crazy.
The whole diss track
Yeah.
was literally just like
It was
just a hate.
It was
calling
fire.
him a
Yeah,
pedo.
yeah. So, yeah, but like that's what I mean. Like when he was like a little bit more direct, like less like
when he
you know,
dumbed
like
it down.
like don't make it so.
He literally
Yeah,
dumbed it
don't
down.
where you have to decipher it, whatever. Just make it a banging beat and just
he dumbed it down.
You
He
don't
made
like
it
him, just say
something-
you don't like him and whatever,
Yeah,
right?
you could be in a
Diss him,
club,
yeah.
you hear it, you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
It's actually playing right now. I put it right on.
What is the owl? Bird and bird bitches.
Oh fuck! Like there's so many little things that he said, but even like that same line just played right now, A minor. But like the one thing I will say, actually, do you have any other bars from this?
Yeah, where he goes.
Let's hear some
where
more.
he
Let's
goes,
hear some more.
What OVO for? The other vaginal option.
And then like the OVO ho. Like,
Yeah,
oh, shit.
OVO.
OVO ho.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh,
That's fire.
fuck.
Even we talk about, he's like, all eyes on me, send it up to Pac. Like I said, I love when he goes the whole West Coast route with it.
Yeah.
So that's what was fire to me. And I don't know, it's just like, he went off. He went
did.
off. Like
So I will tell you this. So now imagine those same bars with a different beat, like one of his grimy beats. It wouldn't hit as hard.
yeah, for sure.
Right?
But one thing I like though is this is like where, look how Kendrick drops how often? Like once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Now he's dropping every day.
He's just fucking making up for lost time, man.
And this is crazy because, like I said, we got two of the top three, maybe two of the top two, whatever way you want
According
to
to
say it,
Drake,
look
is
at it, right?
The one, Big D, and he's got video of him. You know what I mean? According to Drake, there's only one Big D left. So I mean, fuck.
You said that way too seriously.
I know. I'm just saying. Well, fuck off, man. Shit.
But for real, like that, it's crazy to see. Like these guys are literally going toe to toe. Like you can't. I think if you're being objective, like you can't say one's running away with it. Like they're both coming with
after
it. After
today's drop, I think Kendrick's starting to edge out ahead. I can't lie.
So this is my theory, whatever you want to say. Like I just feel like whoever dropped last is recency bias.
Yes.
You're like, it's so good, which is expected because these are literally two of the best rappers going right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna be like, oh, this guy's up because he just dropped and it was so good. When the next guy dropped, like, I can't wait to see what Drake drops because this is probably going to be the best Drake or the most catchy Drake, whatever you want to say, the most disrespectful Drake is like Drake's not going to come lightly. The same way Kendrick just didn't come lightly. Like Kendrick came with like, you never hear Kendrick drop a bop like this.
Yeah.
Like straight
never.
West Coast.
I didn't even know when I first heard it. I was like,
DJ Mustard. Like
that's
this.
what I mean. Like, when I first heard it, I was like, I like it, but I've never heard Kendrick like this.
This sounds like
I don't know
nothing
if I
like Mr.
it.
Morale and the Big
Yeah,
Steppers.
yeah.
It sounds nothing like that.
Yeah. And I think he knew he had to come for it because in that sense, he was dropping diss tracks you can listen to once or twice. Drake's, you could keep hearing it and be like, oh shit, dropping, give me 50, like all that shit, drop. So that's the thing, like he knew that he had to come out like, you ain't nothing like us, you know what I mean? Like, so he needed something catchy. That's the world we live in right now. So it's fucking crazy, man. But there's a lot of other shit we could cover. Like it just honestly, it's really, really deep. But I feel like with so much going on, I think the best approach for us was just sort of cover the main sort of details about it, and then maybe in another video we'll break it down, because
it's crazy. I just hope by the time we drop this episode, nothing else comes out again.
Yeah. I really like. What do you?
We might just have to come back with an extra episode.
Yeah. At this point, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, man. Where do we go now? Where does everything happen? I don't know. Does Drake fucking... I don't know. I was sort of losing my train of thought, and I was like, all right, I gotta sort of ride that word for a little bit longer.
I was like, is this something we discussed beforehand that I don't remember?
That was a straight improvise, man. That shit wasn't discussed. But like, I personally think everything that needs to be said has been said for the most part.
That's
like,
the thing.
You called him a pedo. You fucking beat your wife. You know what I mean? Like,
but let's see the receipts now.
That's
like,
what I mean.
Who's talking shit?
Show us a proof. Did Kendrick bite the bait? Was that really a thing, or is it something that the internet came up with and Drake's like, fuck, let's just run with this, man. If people think that, let's do it. Because the reason why people are believing it is a lot of Drake's starting to go through those posts, and he's actually starting to like that shit. So people are like, oh, Drake liked it, that must be true. Drake left a laugh emoji, so it must be true. And that's the world we live in, man. Like, everybody just sort of goes off of what it is. But I don't blame it. I still think it's fucking dope, man.
It's crazy. Like I said, just to see them go back and forth, toe to toe, and I don't think you can say like one is so much better than the other, because like
they have their own styles.
Yeah, when one drops, you're like, oh, he's up. When the next drop, you're like, oh, he's up. And I think to those that are just like very one-sided, like, no, Drake's running away with it, Kendrick, like, nothing he says, like, no, you're just biased and you're just a Drake fan.
Well, that's what I mean.
But it goes the other way too. There's Kendrick stands that are just like, no, man, it wasn't even close. Drake didn't say nothing. It's like, I don't know, man.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, right now is the time that show us the receipts and let's really see who's right. Because even Kendrick said, like, oh, fucking cease and desist. Drake saying, no, Kendrick, you told Tupac to send the estate to send the cease and desist. So what the fuck's the truth anymore? You know what I mean? Like, is there a daughter? Is there not a daughter? Is you know?
Yeah, because as soon as Kendrick mentioned that in the song, that was in 616, right? He's like, oh, you're hiding a daughter. Drake posted right away. He's like, where's my daughter? Like, somebody tell me.
No, it wasn't 616, was it?
What was
Meet the Grams.
Oh, Meet the Grams. Okay, my bad.
So it's just like, where do we go from here? And then people are just saying, like, you know, in the back of, at the end of the video of Drake's, there's like the like those posters of that eternity girl that they have online. Like, is that her? Was this all just like a big bait and trap? And like, even I will say this, okay. People saying like, oh, Kendrick has proved like his album cover was a Ozempic bottle. Did everybody forget about fucking Photoshop? Like, Photoshop's still a fucking thing. Unless you physically provide some shit that shows. That's what I mean. It's time to show the receipts. Show us who's fucking true about this. Because I feel like once there's some receipts out there, the other guy loses by default. It is what it is.
Even, I don't know. It's just like...
But at the end of the day,
they're basically... What if there's receipts on both sides? Like, neither of these guys are angels. Nobody is. I'm not. Well, you're not.
Listen, my guy. If Kendrick's got a receipt that Drake's actual pedo, I mean, that's
okay. No, that's different.
That's a fucking huge invoice.
That's completely
you know what I mean?
different. That's not what I meant. Like, I'm talking. Okay, I meant like, oh, if he's got a receipt like Drake bought Ozempic or something.
Yeah. Who gives a fuck about that?
No, that's totally different. Right? And I mean like, okay, but if Drake's got receipts like, hey, Kendrick beat his wife, are people gonna cancel Kendrick?
No, at the end of the day, I don't see anyone getting canceled at this point.
Man. Like, that's what I mean. Like,
this is a win-win for everybody. This is one of those things where everybody just takes off with it, and it's exciting to see, man. Like, it's really crazy to see. I will say on a quick note, Rick Ross, man, you shout on Drake's plane, and then your fucking plane had a emergency crash landing. Fuck. Sorry, I just had to get that off my chest. That was on my mind for a while. But it is exciting. It's at the end of the day, we're the real winners getting to fucking see this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just as a fan, just sit back and enjoy. This stuff does not happen often.
There will realistically, there will never be another battle like this that I will personally give a fuck about. You know, there was Tupac, Biggie.
To be invested in.
Yeah, like there was Pac, Biggie, there was like Eazy-E, NWA, Ice Cube, all that shit. Like, we came up with all that shit. You know, Jay-Z, Nas, 50 Cent used to troll the fuck out of everybody.
Oh, yeah.
This was like the last one where it was like, holy shit.
To
like,
see guys just really
fucking,
go... Yeah.
King Kong versus Godzilla. Like, this is the it factor. After this, I don't give a fuck who battles anymore. Like, this was sort of the last guys left.
Yeah, it's crazy. It was like such a build up for years and years and years,
man.
Jabs and all this stuff, and now here they are just going toe to toe every day.
Yeah, like
twice a day.
They very well might not even be a winner out of all this.
I think by the end of it, like whoever you. I think it's just like the fans are gonna side with whoever.
Yeah.
I think it's like predetermined in their head.
Yeah,
Kendrick
Drake's
fans
always
are
gonna be the winner no
Kendrick.
matter
Drake
what.
fans are gonna be with Drake. I just think it is what it is.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. But I think we're just gonna wait for some more shit to pop off, and then we'll come back again. And
You give it like 15 minutes to probably a new diss track.
you know what? While we're recording, probably 2-3 have already dropped, or some other shit's probably dropped, and we're gonna have to fucking delete this episode and restart again. But on that note, I want to say thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, all that shit. Share it with your mamas, babies, all that shit that I've said before. Stay tuned, man, because I am fucking excited. That energy I felt yesterday, I will not feel again for rap and hip-hop and battles and whatnot.
Yeah, take it in. Take it all in.
There's a lot of shit I don't even think I'm going to, after this episode, I'm going to be like, fuck, I forgot to say this, that, the other. But you know what? That's why
there was so much that happened that like we couldn't even cover in this because we're just trying to keep it short. Like it's just so much.
We could go on for like 2 hours if we
easy.
wanted to.
Yeah, like we just got
who he is.
Short.
But what a time to call ourselves Disstrackted. You know what I mean? The fucking. Maybe it's a plan. Maybe we contacted Kendrick and Drake and said, "Yo, fucking."
What a time to start Distracted.
That's what I mean. Like
there's
the fucking,
so much.
It's crazy. The timing is impeccable. But I think it's it. I think it's a wrap.
That's it for now.
Stay tuned for next episode. We out.
Yep.
It's a wrap.
Peace.
Boom.